Hi, this is Jeff Cameron with Keller Williams, and I hope that you're finding value in our series here, Before Foreclosure and Short Sale, What are your options? Today we're talking about actually getting to that stage of deciding to do a short sale. And again, as the previous videos dealt with, I hope that you've gone through and made sure that you can't keep your home, that you've dealt with whether or not you're protected from the bank after the short sale, and what your situation is with the IRS. So once you get to this stage at short sale, what you need to begin with is to both look into a experienced realtor and experienced short sale negotiator. Now, I'm a firm believer that realtors work 24/7, and so therefore how can we also negotiate a short sale and service you as you deserve? So I hooked up with a professional short sale negotiator, and I found one that has an 80% success rate. As a matter of fact, she got one of my short sales approved today, and she got one approved yesterday, and she got one approved last week. She is awesome. Her name is Georgie Stratton, and she works with a law firm, Windsor Coleman. So anyway, you're at this stage. The next steps are very similar to selling a home when you just sell a regular retail home. Get together with your realtor, do all the paperwork to list your home. Put together your short sale package. Now that's going to include a hardship letter to explain to the bank why you're doing a short sale. It's going to include your financials, bank statements, paycheck stubs. Georgie has a full list to go over, and she helps you put all that together. She makes sure it's in perfect order before it's submitted to the bank, because here's the deal with the bank. If one thing is missing, if one thing is done improperly, they just shred the whole thing and tell you it never showed up. So if you hear a lot of people say, I sent it over and over and over and it never showed up, it was because it wasn't complete. Let's see. Once you've reviewed with your negotiator, you've got everything together, we list your home for sale. And on a short sale, we list them rather aggressively. We want to get as many buyers in there as soon as possible, secure a contract, and get that offer into the bank and start the process. Also, that stops your process of having to show the home. We make our buyers, or we negotiate the buyer to open escrow, and it's not that $500 is anything that you would get, it's that we know that they've gone and bought another house when they ask for their money back. So it's just a system for us to keep track of what's going on with our buyers. So we list your home, we get a contract, we submit it to our short sale negotiator, our title company does a title report, they do a HUD to find out exactly how much money based on this offer the bank is going to get, and then this entire package is submitted to the bank. So at that point we stop showing your home, we go into a pending status, and we look for a response from the bank. Responses can be anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 months. But most of the time we're getting something, and when I say response, I mean approval. We're usually hearing something back from the bank quite quickly. And each one does it differently, and that's why I use a professional who's done hundreds rather than a lot of the agents that are doing 20 a year. Submit to the bank. The bank then takes the package, and a lot of times they have to not only approve it in their company, but they have to go to the final investor that the loan was sold to. And if it was sold several times, each one of them may need to approve the offer. And that sometimes is why it takes so long. So once the bank responds, they're either going to reject it, they're going to counter, or they're going to accept the offer. And up until just a few weeks ago, we were seeing an acceptance on just about all of our short sales, but we're now seeing a couple of the banks start to counter, and they're not countering dramatically. They're countering based on comps, and they're countering at 2 to 3% usually. So at that point we need to come to terms and get an approval with the buyer, with the bank. Once we're all on the same page and we have the approval letter, now we like you to take that approval letter and take it to an attorney, and our short sale negotiator works at a law firm, and at Windsor Coleman, they can review that letter with you for a small fee and make sure that it says what you're comfortable with it saying. Once we've all come to agreement there and you've approved the letter, now we proceed just like any other purchase. However, with our short sales, we make all of them as-is sales. So we want to make sure the buyer knows up front that you're not going to invest any money in fixing the home, and we know the bank's not going to invest any money. The buyer does have the right to do their home inspections, and they don't want to do them until they have an approval because it costs money for those events. Again, do the home inspection, do the appraisal, buyer gets approved for a loan, just like the regular process on a sale. Go to closing, you move on to your next residence, we close escrow, the buyer moves in. When we move out, we want you to leave it broom clean. Do the same thing as if you'd moved out of any other house. So that's the process. A couple of things that come up when I talk to people. Sometimes folks are pretty close to their foreclosure date. Now, one of the good things about doing a short sale is if we have a valid contract, most of the banks will put off your foreclosure while they're assessing it. Sometimes you can live there months and months and months for free while they're taking their time to get the approval done. But we don't want you to count on that because sometimes the approval comes quickly. If you have a short sale or a foreclosure date that's coming within the next couple of weeks, call us now. Even if it's within the next month or so, the sooner you get a hold of us, the quicker we can get going on this process in order to stop the foreclosure. Because if we can't get a legitimate offer, they won't stop the foreclosure. And sometimes we really want that stuff, that approval to extend about a week ahead of time, because we're talking about banks and departments that need to talk to each other that are they're big and massive and they don't communicate very well. So any other questions, give me a call. My name's Jeff Cameron with Keller Williams. I've made these videos to try to answer your questions, and so you can watch them over and over and over and get that answer in the middle of the night when you're thinking about it. Come back to this site, watch these videos again. If there are some questions that you think should be on video, shoot me an email, let me know, and I'll put it together for you. We look forward to serving you through this process. Again, if you have any questions, 480-502-7699. I'm Jeff Cameron with the Cameron team here in Scottsdale, serving the Metro Phoenix area. Thank you.